Approximately 5 months ago, I decided that I wanted to go study in Japan. So I dropped out of college, moved back home, and I've been working on getting there ever since. As of 2 days ago, I have gotten the official word that as long as there are no visa or other issues, then I have been accepted into the Japanese language school that I applied to and will be going to Japan in approximately mid-March. This is really exciting because it's kind of been a little bit of a roller coaster trying to get it all figured out, but I'm super happy that we've made it this far. So just some background on me, if you're not aware, I have been interested in Japan since I was about 13-ish, and I've always had this dream of living in Japan long term. And I studied Japanese throughout high school, actually had the opportunity to go to Japan, to Sapporo, for a 2-week-long foreign exchange program in summer of 2017. And in late 2019, I actually had the chance to go to Japan as a volunteer missionary, and was there for a total of about like a year and 3 or so months. And after returning home from that, I knew I wanted to go back at some point. I just didn't really know when or how or anything like that. So just earlier this year, I was taking a business Japanese course at the college I was attending, and it was by far my favorite class, and that along with a few other things kind of really influenced my decision that, hey, like I wanted to go back to Japan and get there as soon as I possibly could, and possibly, you know, live there for a more extended period of time, maybe even work, you know, do school, that kind of thing. I made that decision then and pretty immediately started looking into different college options. And I thought I probably wanted to apply to a Japanese college because a lot of them have really good foreign programs, or at least good programs for foreign students that would allow me to study in Japan. But after kind of looking into it a little bit further, I realized that my main goal is language proficiency. That's what I want to work on right now. So while you do learn Japanese in a lot of those programs, in all those programs, most of your classes are still in English. Whereas if you were to go to, say, a language school, you would obviously be, you know, only learning the language, really focusing on that. And then the idea is you can go on and apply at a Japanese college and take classes in exclusively Japanese. I felt like that would be just a better option for me and for my goals. So I started researching different language schools around Japan. I did specifically want to find one in Tokyo just because I'd had some experience living in and around Tokyo. I had friends in Tokyo, so it just made sense, and I felt like it would be an easier adjustment if I could find a school in Tokyo specifically. So after doing some internet research and eventually I think reading about this specific school on Reddit, I decided on ISI, specifically their Ikebukuro campus, which is in Tokyo. It just seemed like a really good fit for my goals because they are really focused on helping you move on to Japanese higher education. And from everything I read, it seemed like a really good option. But before we move on to kind of how I applied and everything like that, I would like to thank the sponsor of this video. Cuts Clothing recently sent me one of their signature tees and a pair of joggers, and I seriously cannot stop wearing these. I feel like it can be really tough to find clothes that not only do I like the look of, but are actually comfortable. Those Venn diagrams don't have very much overlap, but these pieces are definitely there. They're made out of super high quality, kind of athletic feeling material, but they're made in a way where they're super easy to pair with something a little bit more formal and to dress up and, you know, still have kind of a put together vibe to them. This Cuts shirt doesn't get wrinkled, it's really flattering, and with white t-shirts it can be paired with most any outfit. And one thing I did not expect is the joggers are actually a little bit more on the high-waisted side of things, and that's a really good thing for me because I've found that high-waisted clothing are a little bit more flattering for me, but I found it really difficult to find high-waisted pants that aren't pretty uncomfortable, honestly. So it's really nice that these have that versatility. You can just wear them as exercise pants, but you can also really easily dress them up with a nicer shirt or something like that. If you follow the link in the description or use my code at checkout, you can get 50% off of everything on the Cuts website. Highly recommended for any upcoming Christmas shopping needs. All right, so back to the story. In July, I fully committed to going to this language school specifically, or at least trying to go to this language school, ISI. So I moved home to save up. ISI has 4 different start dates year-round, and I decided to shoot for the one in April because that was the soonest I could apply to, and I felt like I had the ability to actually make it. The application process was really not too difficult. I had this PDF that they gave me that I had to fill out. I submitted a few documents and you know, just pretty standard stuff. I submitted GED test scores. Really not super complicated or anything like that. With it being a language school, I'd imagine they have like a pretty close to 100% acceptance rate because it's like if you can pay, then they're gonna let you come kind of deal, you know? So I submitted everything in kind of late-ish October, a little bit last minute, honestly, but I did get it all submitted in time. And just this past Monday, kind of the very tail end of November, I received word that I have a conditional offer of place, which I guess essentially means that so long as I pay tuition when that time comes in, I think February, that I will be fully accepted and admitted into ISI in Ikebukuro. So currently I'm just waiting on my COE to go through, which is essentially kind of a precursor to getting your visa in Japan. And then if all goes to plan, I will probably head to Japan in mid to late March, which is awesome. Like, I'm actually gonna go, I think. I'm incredibly excited to actually possibly live in Japan for long term. I am paying tuition for 1 year of schooling, so I should be there for at least 1 year. We'll see. You know, we'll see what the future holds. Hopefully longer is the plan. But I am super excited to kind of take the plunge. If you're thinking about doing something like this, like, go for it. I haven't honestly done it yet. I'm still working on it. But from what I've heard and just kind of looking at it, it seems like it'll be a great experience. And I'm incredibly excited. So yeah, just do it. Just make that effort. If you have any questions, I'm not super knowledgeable, but I have done some, you know, research throughout this process. But if you have any questions, please feel free to drop those in the comments below, and I will answer them to the best of my knowledge. But thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next one.